Max Mathis on Instagram ask, what would I say in emails to schools I'm interested in? Max, this is a really good question. You want to make your emails probably as personable as possible when you're emailing these schools that you're interested in. You probably want to maybe do some research into who you are emailing, whether it's the head coach or the recruiting coordinator or the staff secretary or your position specific coach, whether it's a quarterback coach or a hitting coach or whatever it may be. Probably do some background on them to make the email as personable as possible, and give compliment to the program. You're reaching out to them, you want to give compliment to that specific program, and then include in there why you feel like why you would lift that program up from where they currently are. What are you willing to contribute to that program to make it that much better? I think a lot of kids don't do this when they're emailing or contacting schools. I feel like maybe they're more so copying and pasting things. Hey, I would love to be a part of your program, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing, and they're getting that from thousands and thousands of athletes every year. So I think being as personable as possible is really going to help you stand out when you're emailing those schools. And don't just send them your huddle video. I wouldn't even send it. I wouldn't send it until they asked. Just because you want your email. Your email is, if it's your first time reaching out to these schools, it's your first impression, and so you want it to be a good first impression. And again, I'm sure other athletes or athlete families are sending emails out, copying, pasting, just like we said before, but again, they're probably including their huddle video. And the likelihood of them actually looking at that video versus just reading the email is probably slim to none. So, plus they can find your huddle video, obviously through Huddle, and probably your Twitter, which I'm sure you'll include, your Twitter profile, which I'm sure you'll include in that email. A couple of things, specific things I would include in the email. Again, are how you can contribute, but again, some of your personal beliefs. Whether you hold a high integrity. Are you a hard worker? What are your strengths? I would even include some of your weaknesses, and what are you currently doing to improve those weaknesses? Every chain is as strong as its weakest link. And I feel like there's a lot of athletes that are in athlete families that are not willing to, they're trying to express their strengths, which obviously you should be doing that. But if you are trying to improve your weaknesses every single day, that shows a willingness to be better, and the coaches you're reaching out to or supporting staff or whatever it may be will love that. Because college, even though it is the next level from the athletic standpoint from high school, you're still in the developmental process. You're still trying to develop. You're trying to, you're still in the process of getting stronger, faster, work on your specific skill set, work on your mental strength, work on your nutrition, work on your recovery, all that fun stuff. Those are all things that coaches want to see that you're working on. And not just in email, I would express that in Twitter as well. So those are a couple of things that I would include in emails to coaches. So I hope that answers your question.